See this? This is my boomstick!
Hey wankers, Hans here. This game is a gem and I need to tell you about it. This game is a police brutality simulator about a policeman who, after the whole city has been cooped by a random cult, has to stop them for the unforgivable crime of being jaywalkers. So of course you'll have to jump into action before they decide to own a dog without a leash. In this game, legal deadly force has not only been authorized, but is fucking mandatory. So I, Officer Hans, am here to tell you, here's a 12 gauge, have fun. Now there is more to it than that, of course. But just let it be known that I did not give a singular fuck about the story and just wanted to jump right into the gameplay. Because you know, I, like any other healthy sociopath, also just want to unleash the demons, relieve some stress, pop the cork! If you know what I mean. And maybe your sausage isn't feeling it right now, and the newest AAA games are just not hitting it anymore because they throw in shit like unnecessary game mechanics that nobody asked for. Or talking about punching down to give you a dick flattening for daring to try to have fun. Because of that, it is nice to play a game where you can just appease your power fantasy by covering yourself head to toe in red paste and shrapnel, as the tinnitus gives you permanent hearing loss. So let us begin. Take my hand and let's delve into this little gem, shall we? Now I'll be honest with you, there was a whole intro to who you are, who and why the cultists were and your motivations, but I skipped that shit cause I don't care about that. I'm here to blow people's minds with very convincing linguistic abilities of my gun. So let's talk about that. The gameplay as compared to other boomer shooters is a bit more grounded and realistic. You won't have any super high-tech or magical weapons, and that might turn some people off, but unlike other games, it doesn't take realism to a point where it prevents you from having fun. You will still be running at hypersonic speed like a crackhead and have IRL super weapons like the grenade launcher and the napalmer. I assure you, committing war crimes in this game hasn't tickled your pickle like this for a long time. And yes, there's gore, thankfully. In the world we currently live in, large studios step away from excessive gore. Even Bethesda won't allow it. But here the game gives you an achievement if you take an eye from a mangled corpse and use it to kill his friend. I am not kidding. It releases so much of that beloved dopamine to hear that crunch as you obliterate your enemy. Now let me be clear, for any zoomers in the audience, if you play this game like any modern day shooter, where you have to constantly be hiding in cover for 90% of the time, you're gonna have a bad time. And be unbearably bored. The rules for this game is engage, 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 while in combat be creative. Explosive barrels exist for a reason. Physics allow you to return some projectiles back to sender. Also, the game constantly gives you plenty of explosives. Use them. Throw lanterns to burn your victim. I meant neutralize the threat. Now I can already hear you thinking, oh, these hooded Walmart grade KKK members don't look threatening. At the beginning, maybe not. But just you wait when they figure out they can shoot that dynamite you just threw right in front of your face, detonating it. And yes, the dynamite you just threw can detonate if shot. Did I forget to mention that? Well, I am mentioning it now. These fuckers have deadly accuracy, even with shotguns. They can do proper damage from far away. Speaking of enemies and their AI, sometimes they behave like Skynet, perfectly in sync with their only mission to terminate you out of existence. And other times these artificial imbeciles are doing swan dives into the abyss. Where did they recruit these people from? From special ed class? Have these fuckers been the result of more inbreeding than the entirety of Alabama? This dude's mother is probably also his sister. Or why else do they seem to have too many chromosomes? Speaking of chromosomes, what the fuck are those things? These things are unknown to both God and Satan. Now these massive bullet sponges you see most of the time aren't that big of a deal, as long as you know how to, keep running. But careful, some of them will throw toxic gamer girl spit your way if you're too far away for their fists, or whatever else they have for hands. Other nuisances like snipers are introduced mid-game and honestly, they behave more like pesky mosquitoes. Constantly pecking away at my health, thinking I can't see them, but unfortunately for them, their camouflage keeps them about as safe from sudden pressure to their skull as does the Ocean Gate Titan sub. One time I actually managed to get my revenge when one of them didn't notice me sneaking up on him. Hey, did you really think you could hide from me? See, now I'm going to fuck you!
Wait, you mean fuck me up, right? Right? Wait, hold up, no!
Loosen up, bitch! Also others to look out for are the before-mentioned shotgunners, whose shotguns for some reason have greater range, but when I use them it doesn't. Don't ask me the logic behind that one. Machine gunner, grenade launcher units, and the Napalmer. A really tough Wolfenstein looking motherfucker who loves area denial and backing you into a corner. However, here's a little trick for you, Chief.
Dumb bitch.
Later on there will also be knight armor that once observed seemed to be filled with flesh. That is totally not foreshadowing. Also I wonder from what movie the idea was taken from. Anyways, there are heavily armored units that take quite a beating to take down. And now we get to an enemy that gives everyone who knows the Resident Evil franchise a PTSD attack. Specifically, RE4. Why RE4, you might ask? Well, in the first level you can go into a cave, but as soon as you start exploring it, it becomes clear that this is a Redditor's cave. Maybe because of the used body pills hanging from the ceiling, or the literal barrels of period blood which the owner bought off of OnlyFans. Not only that, but at the end of the cave you find a key you need to progress and a letter on how someone wants to buy himself more catgirl figurine friends. Truly degenerate behavior. And as you exit, you hear it. The screech of someone who hasn't left his home in years. And as he starts rolling his overweight body towards you, the pillows literally begin to stand up from the stink and wander aimlessly as they too have seen some shit. But unluckily for all of them and the obese fedora lover, I have watched American Psycho. Also there are some regular old zombies, but unlike the super slow ones from Doom that exist to die, these lock onto you as they leap 50 feet towards you like a wild animal. Good luck dodging them. My recommendation, throw dynamite into the room they're in and close the door, or if it's outside, keep your distance and whip out the machine gun. But honestly, these guys, aside from being ugly, these guys are nothing compared to these psychic lunatics. They are called ghosts. Well, I call them bastards, cause that's what they are. They not only throw stuff at you like a toddler after you take away his iPad, but also give you a brain hemorrhage if you look at them, which perfectly represents the brain aneurysm I receive when encountering them. Luckily, one bullet to the head does the trick. Speaking of headshots, let's talk about weapons. What do you want me to do? A tier list like a YouTuber with an actual audience? Hey fellas, it's Charlie here, and today we rank Cultix weapons. First off, the revolver. I know it has a short barrel, but it's a grower, not a shower. It hits hard, but hitting with headshots is as hard as hitting the G-spot. Okay, first weapon, an axe, which you can throw and play Minecraft with, which you will immediately never touch again as soon as you get the pistol. Your go-to weapon in this game, which you will always find yourself having plenty of ammo for, and is your standard run-of-the-mill pistol. Until you get this upgrade, then it's a meat grinder. I gotta be honest, I'm kinda tough. Next is the lever action. Oh, the lever action. A gun I at first thought was a shotgun like the imbecile I was, and went for the center of mass, like the buffoon I was. But when I realized it's not a shotgun, it's a any distance headshot machine. And no, that was not edited. When you get a headshot with this thing, there's a chance you get a slow motion view on how badly you eviscerated that dude's skull. This thing hits harder than Daddy's belt. You can even one-hand this thing and still pop someone's head from across the map with it. S tier, no doubt about it. Next up, the shotgun. A sawn-off double barrel, the protagonist classic. But as I mentioned before, for this one, they must have sawn it off to a point where it's a felony in most states, cause when you use it, it has about as much range as far as I can piss against the wind. You have to be close enough to give your enemy a smooch on the lips before you can banish them into the shadow realm. But don't worry, the shotgun is still good snuff. It will kill most enemies close up. Hey, let's not forget the Michael Bay essentials, the boom boom sticks, the firecrackers, the Arab's favorite, dynamite. I know this takes place in a location where has a mine shaft bigger than your mom's shaft, but this amount we are given is just ridiculous. What militia did these cultists steal from to get these gigatons of explosives? And don't you dare think these aren't versatile. You can just light it and throw it as it is. You can light it and scatter. You can throw unlit ones and shoot them. You can duct tape, dynamite, and a Molotov to each other. What more could you possibly want, Chief? Next off, the Sten, a British submachine gun that shares ammo with a pistol. At first, maybe just not your thing, but you can upgrade its spread and increase its fire rate. And then, no one can fucking stop you. Personally, I recommend it for crowd control in tight corridors. Now, one of my favorites. You know Hans loves his Flammenwerfer, the sadist's delight, the devil's bladder blaster. This thing is what I like to call a problem solver. You see something over there you don't wanna see? This thing will help you to reduce whatever it was into ash, as well as everything else around it. The only drawback of this weapon is the game doesn't give you a lot of ammo for it. But don't let that deter you and make you hoard the ammo for it like I did. Have fun and purge the heretics. Get those Viet Cong... verteidige das Vaterland! Seems like I blacked out for a second. Where was I? Ah yes, because we clearly haven't caused enough destruction yet, the China Puff grenade launcher. You can upgrade this thing to rapid fire, emptying the entire magazine into an unsuspecting foe's face, killing him and his dog faster than the ATF. One button press with this weapon and you can turn a whole enemy squad into a fine red mist. and the entire city block alongside it. This thing fucks. Finally, we got the FG42, which is essentially just your lever action magazine fed with a scope on top. Not bad, but I prefer the old reliable personally. But it does still have its uses in softening up enemy strongholds on large maps. Now, gameplay wise, you can go hide for cover and just spam 1 or 2 guns. If you are a fucking pussy, combat is way more fun when you force yourself to think really fast, make quick decisions via jumping right into it, running fast when Sonic on the crack binge, swap weapons fast when you scroll through your TikTok, I see you over there, use the environment, use your enemies' dead bodies. That way you will find the fun zone that keeps the adrenaline and Ritalin flowing through your veins, chief. I know some people might be overwhelmed by the weapon variety. Having plenty of tools for one job can trap you into using just one weapon that works for you, and that can get repetitive real quick. Which gives me flashbacks to every recent Far Cry game. But you can easily avoid that. You just need to get out of your comfort zone. I believe in you, chief. Now, if you do as I say and aren't careful with your healing items, you will die. A lot. But firstly, you will die leaving with your heart running marathons in your chair. And secondly, if you find yourself running around like a maniac trying not to get hit cause your health is too low, this game solves that by giving you the field kit. In this game, unlike other games of its kind that I know of, this one you can carry around a field kit, with which you can heal yourself at any time with the push of a button. Additionally, if you are already at max health, additional health kits you pick up will be stored in said field kit. I love this design, cause in other games you are constantly either on max health or super low, and this helps to balance this issue out perfectly. Perfect. To last minute detail. As for the map, in old Doom games I like the gameplay, but the maps were too confusing for my Gen Z brain. In the old, I don't know where the level continues, and confuse it with secret areas. And yes, here that exists and happens too, but the developer managed to convey it in a way that is not too confusing, because most levels stretch one long line, and the ones that are box-like, like old Doom, still make it obvious and concise, so you roughly know where you are. Which is good considering that you don't have a map. Plus, finding secrets is actually most of the time easier than in old Doom 2, but still challenging, so you have to use your brain a little bit at least. 2 more facts that I couldn't fit in anywhere else that I still think are worth mentioning. When you reload your pistol, the magazine is only as far pushed down as there are bullets missing in the magazine. Nice attention to detail, I love it. And secondly, there are research notes scattered about of one of the cult members who is a scientist. We all know how those usually go. Anyways, in those notes he starts to suspect that the thing that they pray to and inject into their brains might be a parasite who at the start doesn't know what it gains as a benefit of supplying its host with strength, intellect and healing ability. Then it dawns on him that maybe it wants to make the world we live in more suitable for its own existence, or to make itself a body to live in this realm. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Those are the research notes from Elon's new Neuralink program. My apologies for the mishap. So now that you've reached the... Is that a subscribe bell? You better smash it too. Overall, this beauty is another example of the rise of the indie games genre, cause this game was made just by a singular guy. Jason Smith, also known as Jassos? Yeah, I believe that's how you spell it. His YouTube channel is linked below. As a quick reminder that these are games with $1 million budgets and a whole army's worth of developers behind it, being outdone by one dude coding in his basement. And if you have any doubts about anything I just said like a heretic, then go ahead, the demo is free on Steam, see for yourself. New merch by way. Spring sales open early. Get them while you can. And as for me, I gotta get back to the slaughter. Wasn't it our Lord and Savior that said, 5 armies worth of ammo and explosives should be enough to keep the peace. God bless you wankers. See ya.
Wouldn't look at you, now there's mine on my feet. We don't speak, but we know what we say.
Verteidige das Vaterland!
One more kiss and I'll get lost. I can't take this anymore. One more step, we have it all. The fever's knocking at your door. One more kiss and I'll get lost. I can't take this anymore. One more step, we have it all. The fever's knocking at your door.